Anyways, guys, welcome back. Episode 6 of the Off Program podcast. And filming on a Sunday again because you've been traveling like crazy. I think you're always traveling like crazy almost, it seems like, eh?
Yeah, most weeks I go somewhere. Yeah, whether it's for store openings or bodybuilding shows or weddings recently.
And I think like the big thing that I'm wondering is obviously you're not fat. Obviously you're in shape.
Fairly.
Right now, not being ultra competitive driven with bodybuilding, are you like taking the travel as like a slack off or are you staying on?
Somewhere in the middle, which changes depending if like I have something coming up that I need to be in shape for. But like a general, as of lately, I haven't been like taking food with me when I travel because I'm pretty good at, finding ways to eat clean depending what city I'm in or where exactly I'm going. But if I'm like getting ready for something, then I pack all my meals, and it's just you have to pack a separate suitcase for that. But like when I travel, I have a few rules kind of that I follow. The first one being like breakfast is really important because if you're doing things throughout the day, then you're probably not going to be able to get your 6 meals in or whatever it is, that's generally on your plan. So breakfast, meal one, lots of fats, lots of proteins. I'll do like 5, 6 whole eggs and then a steak, something like that. Like basically like keto in the morning, just because it satiates you for a long time. I go super high on protein because when you're eating out or at restaurants, like the lowest portion is always going to be the protein because it's the most expensive, right? So restaurants are going to give you more carbs, more fats, and less protein. So that way, because it's really easy to control breakfast because you go to like Denny's, you go to the restaurant in the hotel, and you literally just like tell them what you want. You say, okay, I want 6 eggs, I need a steak, some fruit, some coffee, whatever it may be. Just lots of fats, lots of protein. And then most cities now have like a Chipotle, or if they don't have a Chipotle, mucho burrito, bar burrito, like some kind of like burrito place because they all make like rice bowls as well. So you just make it however you want. I'll do like rice, always do double chicken because most places like Chipotle or Mucho Burrito, one serving of protein is 4 ounces. So then you get to 8, you just double it, make sure. And this is the secret. If you're gonna get double protein, always ask for single protein and lead them to believe you're only getting single protein.
That
Once they do it, then you ask for double protein so you can visually see that it's the exact same portion the second time. Otherwise, if you say, can I get double protein? They kind of just blend it together. That's like, okay, well, I think that was 1.5. I actually got into a bit of a debate with the Chipotle in Ohio at the Arnold Classic in March because I ended up having to do triple protein because this girl was trying to, you know, mess with me.
skimp you?
Yeah, skimp me. Because I said double protein off the start and I knew I messed up right there.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to go to triple.
I used to live with a guy that would bring a food scale to restaurants to check portions.
Yeah.
Not so much to like make sure he wasn't getting skimped, but more so to make sure he knew what he was getting.
Yeah,
Do you think
yeah.
that level of obsession is too high? Or
If you're on prep, no. Like I used to do that when I go out for all you can eat sushi. So I'd want like 12 ounces of salmon. So I get a whole bunch of sashimi, weigh them out, and then see, okay, I got like 12 ounces here. Now you can also fact check them.
yeah. So I think the discrepancy would be like, are you traveling and needing to be close enough, or are you traveling and needing to be nailed? And I think like if you
Yeah.
were prepping, you'd be biased towards the need to be nailed.
If I'm prepping, I pack 100% of my food, which sucks because it's like if you're doing 6 meals a day, that's 6 Tupperware containers at least. And if you're gone for 3 days, that's 18 containers. So you literally need to bring a suitcase just full of Tupperware.
Yeah. So that was what I was going to ask is like, do you just pack it all in and freeze it and go?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So it reminds me, the last time I did that was about a year ago going to the Vancouver Pro. This was it's a terrible thing. So I flew from Vancouver or Calgary to Vancouver, which is like a direct like 40-minute flight. Anyways, they lost one of my bags, my food bag, somehow, which makes no sense. I eventually got it, and this is the last time I traveled with a glass bottle of sauce. So I put soy sauce on all my meals.
Yep.
I don't salt things, I just use soy sauce because it makes it taste better, and it's another easy way to get your sodium in. Bottle exploded, ruined the couple pairs of shoes I had in there, and just soaked all my Tupperware. And
Oh no.
yeah.
Now, right now, I guess the keto start for the
Mhm.
day. Is that normal, or is that just like a trying to be prepared in case you run into a situation where you can't get a meal in when you want to get the meal in?
Sorry, why do I do that when I'm on the road?
Yeah, that's not normal. Like today, you didn't start keto.
No, because I know I'll be able to get in all my meals and I know what they'll be when I'm on the road, like it depends like what you're traveling for, but generally, like when I'm traveling, we have like dinners every evening with, brands, distributors, franchisees, people like that. So I save my carbs for the evening. So one, I know I'll be eating higher carb in the evening just because I'm not on prep, so I'm not gonna not eat what the other people are eating. And then two, the high fat, high protein satiates you a long time because, you know, if you're not in your home environment, maybe you're not gonna eat. If you don't get up and have breakfast at 6, you might not eat again until like 1 sometimes, and that's like, is that 6, 7 hours?
Yes,
So you need something that like
you're gonna be
holds you
hurting.
over.
Like if I started with a normal breakfast, I'd be
Yeah,
dying by that point of the day.
if you do like carbs and like regular protein in the morning, then like after my breakfast, I know in exactly 3 hours my stomach's gonna start rumbling and I'm
Mhm.
gonna get hungry, right? But if I do way higher fat, more protein, no carbs, then it like 2x's the amount of time before I feel like I need food.
Yeah. What's your take on protein bars for that? Like, would you be willing to protein bar in case of an emergency?
Yeah, protein bar is better than nothing.
Yep.
I've always been like big on real food, for a few different reasons. But I mean, if it's between not getting in any food or protein or doing it, then I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most gas stations, like if you're really in a pinch, you go to a gas station. Most gas stations have some protein bars.
Yeah, and like they're not going to be perfect, but I agree, better than nothing. And like
Mm-hmm.
Quest bar, again, like not perfect macros, but it's not going to screw you up too much.
Yeah, unless you have like 3.
Then you're,
You ever done that? Ate a bunch of protein bars?
you know what? It doesn't hurt me too bad.
No?
Again, like I'm the weirdo. Like whey isolate, dead.
Yeah, that's
Quest bar, I can handle.
very strange.
Which I don't know. My gut should be studied.
Yeah, do you
But
take probiotics and glutamine?
no, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah,
Get some glutamine in
yeah.
it.
The guts, I can just absorb all of the shit in the Quest bar, so I'm not really getting the negative calories.
Yeah. Yes.
But could have worse problems. But like when I traveled to Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
tell me how stupid this was.
Okay.
I don't think it was that stupid, but it was freaking miserable. It's like international travel. I can't bring meat,
Yeah.
so on the giant ass flight over there, I had like separate baggies of oats, protein powder, and then just raw nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Said raw nuts out loud. I probably shouldn't have said that, but so like
Clip
I
that.
just kind of like assembled my meals based off of that through the flight. I also made the mistake of like I put my oats and my protein powder in like a thermos, and like I just went to the Starbucks and asked for hot water the first one, and like the lady like filled it all the way up, so I just had there was way too much water to absorb into the quick oats and just ended up being soup.
Yeah.
So like that was mistake number one, but like I think I managed food pretty well there,
So this food you packed was just for the travel day?
just for the travel, because I
Yeah.
knew that I didn't want to bring suitcases full, and I think the meat would have gotten stopped at the border.
Yeah, it's a bit trickier going international, right?
So what I did is upon landing, immediately to a grocery store, got prepackaged chicken,
Mm-hmm.
got prepackaged salad mix, got prepackaged. I guess I ran not butter because I was lazy. That I didn't want to have to microwave frozen avocado or cut up an avocado,
Yeah.
and I just ran that for my meals. And like it was miserable, but I stayed on track.
Like you bought pre-cooked chicken?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
And like the macros looked clean. I don't know how much I can trust that, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's generally all right. The only issue with that is it's generally pumped full of preservatives, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be, quite a bit of sodium in there.
yeah.
I mean,
Which I mean, I salt the shit out of anything anyway,
yeah,
so
I was
not
gonna
too
say
worried.
it's not the end of
But is there
Um,
anything you would have, again, with international, is there anything you would have done better or different?
Not really. No.
Because
No,
like
that's how long were you in Ireland for?
just over a week.
Yeah, see, I would have done the same thing. If it's a week, then I'm finding somewhere with a kitchenette and
Yeah.
buying my own groceries because it's a week. That's a long time. That's like
Yeah, I think
30
like
meals.
Ireland's, I guess, situation with taking so many refugees right now, like most of their good hotels are booked. So I was in this tiny ass little room that, didn't even have a fridge, didn't have a microwave.
Oh, did it have a kitchen?
No, nothing. Like it was just a tiny one
Oh,
bedroom, nothing at all. So like I just like
yeah.
had my cooler that I brought over. So I had ice in my cooler so the chicken wasn't getting too warm and gross, and I just eat it cold. And
Yeah.
so it's a little bit of a sufferfest, but
Yeah, ideally, if you're there that long, you can plan and like have somewhere with a kitchenette
yeah,
and all
yeah,
the things you need for cooking.
yeah. So
No.
yeah,
But again, I think it matters or depends like where you are in terms of like competing, right? If you have something up and you have to be super dialed, that's okay.
yeah.
That's just what you got to do.
And like right now, I know that if I were to let myself slack off on that trip, I probably would have slacked off too hard.
Yeah.
considering how, because I'm very bad at moderation.
Yes.
I think that's like
Makes sense.
a character trait deficiency where it's extremely difficult for me to go middle ground on anything. And if I end up going middle ground, it's like it just bores the shit out of me, and I just end up going the wrong way
Yeah,
if
because
I give myself that slack.
does it seem like a waste? It's like why not do this like all the way? Like if I'm not following my plan 100% while I'm in Ireland,
Why not?
then why am I even trying?
Yep. Yeah, it just becomes like, oh, like if I'm gonna have a little bit of this, like why not try all of the neat food that I can't get back over here? Is what it would have turned into.
Yeah, I have the exact same mindset. That's actually something I've been working to get away from in a lot of areas it's great, but in a lot of areas it's not that great because was slash slightly am still the same way with like you have a meal off plan or a couple of meals off plan or you're traveling, you're like, well, might as well just have them all off plan.
Yep.
you know
Yeah. How are you managing that? Or
I've gotten
how are you
quite good
working
at
on it?
it. I've gotten quite good at it. This is like a deep rooted issue actually from I want to go way back from when I first started bodybuilding. The coach I had, he was very like eat 100% clean year round.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best, and if you basically the amount of meals you have off plan, that's the worst you're gonna be, right? Even in the off season and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very like driven into me that if you're not doing it perfectly, then you're fucking up,
Yeah.
basically. So it took a long time for me to be able to like have a meal off plan and not like derail me, which I actually had to start like purposefully doing. I'd be like, okay, I need to have a cheat meal on at least 2 times a week. And then my goal with that is to just have a cheat meal. I'm going to have it like in the middle of the day even. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go back on plan.
Mm-hmm.
And that took a long time for me to be able to do.
Yeah.
And because after like I have that meal off, like I'm generally like, okay, well, this day's done, right? Like it doesn't matter. I fucked it up. So it took a lot of time practicing that, and it is ultimate. It's so much better if you can have a cheat meal off plan and then go back on plan for the rest of it because you didn't ruin your diet. You had a meal off plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Then,
think a lot of people probably struggle with that.
yeah, I think like the difficulty too is like if you don't have that restraint to get back on plan, it's like your meal off plan quickly becomes 2 meals off plan, 3 meals off plan, and like
Mm-hmm.
if that spills into the next day, then that's kind of getting diet ruined territory.
Yeah, if you let it spill into the following days, certainly, because it's there's a certain amount of calories in the cheat meal in your one cheat meal you had, right? So you had a 2,000 calorie influx. That is different than a 10,000 calorie influx.
Oh, 100%.
Although in your head you might not think they're both equally as quote bad, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
You can stop after having one meal at the restaurant. You don't have to go home and do an ice cream cake too because you already messed up your diet. There is a difference.
And I think too, like the problem with the cheat meal and like people kind of letting it turn into just spilling over into worse is like they have a cheat meal, they see the scale go up way more than they're expecting,
Mm-hmm.
and they think like, oh well, I already blew it. Let's just keep blowing it. But like logically, if you have a 2, 3, even a 5,000 calorie cheat meal, it's like you didn't eat enough food there to gain whatever 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pounds of fat.
No.
Like you just filled out your glycogen. You had probably more sodium than you normally would if you'd been eating clean. So it's not like a panic mode. It's just like, okay, let things chill. You'll be back.
Yeah. Even if you just look at it, what is it, 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're going to put on, if the scale went up 10 pounds and you didn't eat, what is that, 35,000 calories?
Yeah, you're probably okay.
Yeah, you're holding a bit of glycogen. That's going to just go for a walk in the morning.
Yeah, and
Drink
like
some water. Like pee.
And even with where like my food being like my training days, my off days right now extremely low. Justin still has my high day with the 150 times 5 carb meals with 35 protein because he's going lower protein on the high day since we don't need as much protein since the carbs are so much higher.
And carbs are protein sparing.
Yeah, and then we have the cheat meal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like,
is that like whatever meal?
Yeah, he still hasn't put any restrictions on that. Thank fucking God.
Like no restrictions?
Zero.
No guidelines?
None. What's actually funny? What's funny is like
trust you.
The first. Oh, dude, it's fucking disappointing right now, because it's like I'm so hungry. Like as soon as I have that first high carb meal, it's like I'm freaking ravenous.
Yeah.
Then it's like I'm just getting more and more ravenous through the day. But it's like by the time I get through the last meal, it's like I've had so many carbs that I'm not that hungry. And then I go for my cheat meal and I'm like, I ordered a medium pizza last night.
Yeah.
A medium pizza, so nothing too crazy.
Yeah. From where?
From Domino's. I'm gross.
No, brother. I
Dude,
respect it.
Domino's stuffed crust freaking rips.
Better than Pizza Hut?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I've had Domino's.
I mean, maybe it's because I grew up on Pizza Hut stuffed crust, so this is just like a novelty that I discovered the other week.
Mm-hmm.
But like, excuse me,
All right, we're keeping that.
I
in.
couldn't finish the medium pizza.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like I don't,
God.
and it's not even like a. This was not a me having restraint. This is me going like, I'm too fucking full and I'm gonna die.
340-pound Seth is shaking.
Yeah,
his
I
head
know.
right
Like
now.
I'm pissed off at myself. But the point I was trying to make is like with that, like Justin's goal for that refeed day for me is to see me go up like 8-10 pounds after that, to see me get that little bit fuller.
Is that how much you'll go up after a high day?
Yep. And kind of like what he's
Really?
gauging the next high days off of is how quickly it takes me to come back down.
Mm-hmm.
So like the last couple of weeks, like he's bumped up a little, like it's like he's taking food off the low days, but like my high day, it's like I was up, I think like 9 pounds this morning. If it trends the same as last week, I'm probably going to be lighter than I was tomorrow.
Originally, so you'll drop
Yeah.
9+ pounds.
And like I don't know if you guys can see it, but I am a sweaty motherfucker today after that. Like and it's just like I'm so warm. It's like shit's working, but
Great workouts, though, right? You have a better workout the next day.
so normally like so Saturdays it was yesterday. Normally the Saturday I get a pretty good boost from like the 4 carb meals pre-training, having those in. But like yesterday with how low the food the rest of the week's been, I was so hungry and I just had no energy. I felt like I was gonna die squatting yesterday, and it went very poorly. Watch the vlog; it was very depressing. Those of you plotting for my downfall will enjoy this vlog. But normally it's like the Saturday normally is pretty good. Normally the Monday is pretty good. Normally by Wednesday I'm freaking dying again. So I'm a little bit nervous that like this Monday with how I'm feeling right now, like being this warm already and everything,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit nervous that Monday might be kind of in the toilet. But again, I gotta just
That just means you're dipping into those fat stores.
yep. And if it's happening sooner and sooner, it's just gonna work better. So
And that's why you're dieting.
yep, exactly.
It's about how you look.
Yep, still a little too fat. I actually got shit on that.
It's all relative.
I got shit on YouTube comments. It's
Mm.
like I posted the picture of myself on my, what day was it? The Thursday vlog. I posted a picture of myself in the mirror, and I was kind of talking about how like I'm still too fat, and that's why we're pushing this hard towards the end. And the comment section was just like, dude with 6-pack says he's still fat, like body dysmorphia is real. And there were so many people saying that. It's just like, I don't think it's a body dysmorphia thing at all. I think it's a standards thing. And like the reason I'm comfortable saying I'm fat is like, I'm not as lean as you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say that I'm not proud of myself for being as lean as I am. That's not to say that I'm not recognizing that I have gotten way leaner than I ever have been in my whole life. It's saying that there's still more I could do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I were to, go the opposite way and be like, I'm fucking shredded, I got to be 3% body fat right now, like that'd be a worse kind of dysmorphia because I'd be screwing myself out of progress.
Like if you were saying like you're super shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, people would be mad either way. And they'll be like, oh, who this
Yeah,
egotistical asshole? Go look at, 2001 Jay Cutler, the Olympia. You think you're lean?
Yeah.
Go look at that.
And,
right? And it'd just be the other way.
And in a way too, it's like I am comparing myself to that standard because I want to look ridiculous. I want to be very strong. And if I do not compare myself to a ridiculous standard, I will not be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
If I compare myself to like, the normal dude standard, it's like, why the fuck am I even trying?
Yeah, but then you're already there. So it's like,
yeah, it's like, just like voted in. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack up the calories. Start going upwards.
And I think too, it's like if I were to get a bodybuilding stage right now, I'd literally get laughed off the stage.
I don't know about that, but I understand what you're saying though, in terms of the standards in comparison and what you're like, yeah, what the standard is. But it's interesting, like you can say it about yourself. Like you're not going on someone else's page.
No. And I think the kind of the problem is like everyone wants to talk about like, oh, only compare yourself to yourself, like blah, 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 blah. Because a lot of people like will see, the, CC bum on stage and be like, fuck, I'm fat, I'm whatever, I'm disgusting, and kind of turn it into the self-depreciation thing. Like, I'm not saying it in a way to depreciate from myself. I'm saying it in a way to be like, I can fucking do better.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can do better than I am now. And obviously I think like this round of the cut, I'm not going to be able to get much better with how I'm fucking feeling. But the next round, we do better. The next round we do better. And it's kind of turns into this like, instead of being upset that I'm not as lean as I could be right now, it becomes exciting knowing that I can do better and there is more.
Mm-hmm.
I think more people had that mindset versus just the turning into self depreciation, more people would be doing better.
Yeah.
Because I think like being able to look at yourself in the mirror, whether that is like looking yourself in the mirror visually, how you look physically, or even performance wise, and being able to say, like, hey, this isn't very good. I can get better. Let's do what we need to do to make it better. That's how you get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in powerlifting, there's so many dudes that, want to act like they're hot shit with their, 600-pound squat. And it's like, if you just stopped acting like a 600-pound squat was good, like, yes, it's fantastic compared to what a normal guy can squat. But if you started saying that, like, hey, I could be better than this, like, if you're saying that this is all you can do, this is the peak, like you're screwing yourself out of better progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like being a big fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a big ocean. If you compare yourself against a very high standard, then that's going to drive you to keep trying to get as good as you can, right? Like you should just about be chasing like some impossible standard, because you're never going to get there. Do you ever want to get there? You just need to keep moving towards it. I don't think you ever need to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that spot is actually like a place in your head.
Yeah, I'll say too, like the danger of it is again, like it can be very easy to start feeling bad and start turning into self depreciation. But if you just make the excitement the progress rather than destination, it's like you can start closing that gap and you can make doing the work necessary the fun part versus the result.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cool spot to be.
Well, I think the only real negative of body dysmorphia potentially is when you can't like recognize where you are now and how far you've come,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like as long as you can like take a step back and be like, hey, this is for you probably as lean as you've ever been, right? Is that
Oh,
correct?
100%.
Yeah. So be like, fuck, good job, Seth. This is fucking awesome. You look great, but we can push for more.
Yep.
I don't know. Is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
I don't think
and
so.
and I'm not saying that dysmorphia is not real, because I think there are people that kind of have some very, I don't,
No, it
weird,
is
weird is
real.
the wrong word, but I think like in the context of like sport performance, I think that having that higher standard is going to be better for someone. And like when I was first starting powerlifting, well, not first starting, but like when I was getting into multiply and I was, in the 300s, and like my aunt, who's a psychologist, was like trying to like talk to me how worried she was because she thought I had like bigorexia, and she thought that I thought I was small, so I was just trying to gain weight. It's like, no, I'm trying to fucking squat 1,000 pounds. Fuck off. Like,
I think everyone trying to get big has bigorexia.
well, but but again, I think like in the context of bodybuilding, it's not like feeling like it's not like I was feeling like I was too small. I needed to gain weight to get bigger. It's like I just thought that gaining weight was the best way to reach my goals, so I was just on the
Yeah.
hammer food train.
Yeah.
And that was the flaw in the thought process, not some sort of bigorexia bullshit.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. It's just, what is it? Big moves, big weight.
yeah, which I mean, true to a point.
I
Big
think
news.
do you think it's most true with bench press?
I think that bench is probably the lift that is the most influenced by how much muscle tissue you have.
Muscle tissue or body weight?
Well, bit of both, because again, like fat guy, cut off range of motion, big belly bench helps. But I think like if we're looking at like average pro bodybuilder,
Yeah.
they're pretty much all phenomenal pressers.
A lot of them, yeah.
Now, if we think about how many of them are great squatters, great deadlifters, there's a ton that are.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like pretty much across the board, like all the freakiest benches not all the freakiest benches, but I've seen so many freaky benches out of bodybuilders, whereas I've seen very few freaky squats, freaky deadlifts.
Yeah, potentially. That could certainly be some truth to that. I think like the bench thing is largely just how long your arms are. Like,
Yeah, but long arm motherfucker talking about how he got to 4 plates easy, then just stopped because he was afraid of pec tear.
I don't know if I'd say easy.
Well,
early, sure.
yeah, early.
But I mean, bro, I was like legit bodybuilding when I was 13.
Yeah.
So I was still 6 years into it.
Yeah, but still, it's like you have the build that a lot of powerlifters would get stuck at 315 and say that's the most they're going to bench ever.
Well, they're just pussies.
Yeah, well, they're not jacked.
They're not using logbooks. Yeah.
but yeah, I think
yeah. Okay, fair point.
and again, like even looking at powerlifters that have really good benches, it's kind of falls into two camps. It's like fat guys, jacked guys.
Yeah.
We see no skinny guys with good benches.
No.
Whereas we do see skinny guys with good deadlifts. We do see some skinny guys with decent squats.
Yeah. That's an interesting observation. Yeah. Like those lanky dudes with like
Yep, yeah,
can
the
reach way
spider
down.
monkey builds,
Yeah.
the Durrells.
Yeah.
Not that Durrell's like a he's no longer skinny, but
No,
like
he was not skinny at all.
when Durrell
He's a
was
big dude.
skinny,
Yeah.
he still had a great deadlift.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
bench and squat, you know, had some lackluster.
How much does he weigh right now?
I think he's close to 3.
Yeah, he looks about 3.
Yeah, thick boy, got them cheeks.
Yeah.
But again, it's like for him to drive his bench up, like I was looking at open powerlifting the other day. I don't know what I was getting lost in a rabbit hole where I was trying to, again, like compare myself to a higher standard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like looking at Joel's open powerlifting page just to be like, okay, like what's this motherfucker Dotsig? Confirming the numbers just so I could kind of think about like what I'd have to total to beat his dots.
Yeah.
And like on that, I kind of like just got a little bit sidetracked and started clicking on his old meets. And like I ended up on Shell Shock like 4 or 5 years ago. And like seeing Durrell's numbers there versus now, it's like, holy freaking shit. He's like this close to putting 100 pounds on his bench when he was already a decent powerlifter 4 years ago. And like, that's just him getting bigger chest, getting bigger arms, getting heavier, being okay, filling out his levers.
Yeah. You know, he seems pretty like all in with powerlifting.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's doing everything he can to get better.
Yeah, which is so much fun for us as a training partner.
Yeah, for sure.
Like us being pretty all in. Miana maybe not right now at this current moment due to circumstance, which is fine. But like if you're all in, having people around you that are all in makes it so much easier to be all in.
Absolutely it does. And it's being able to do that with not being alone in that, like being that deep in that pursuit.
Yeah.
You know, because usually when you're like that obsessive with it, you generally feel like pretty alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you have someone, I've only had one good training partner in my life who was the same way, and it was just makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, and like when we were in Florida, we had that for a long time with the crew there, and like coming back here, that was like the biggest worry because I didn't really know Durrell at the time. Like we talked on the internet, didn't really know him, didn't know what we'd like to train with, but I am so freaking stoked to be here now and have that around all the time. It's just like hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think like the problem with Florida is like when I moved down there, I was still just a young kid. Like, but I was 23 when we got down there. So yeah, young kid in the group, and like everyone else was again like very good lifters, very all in, but they were kind of like fizzling out on the tail end of their career. But like having Durrell here, who is, you know, he's a couple years older than I am, but he's still, again, I'm not going to say new to the sport, but we're still on the edge where like we're not just trying to squeak out what we got, like we're still trying to push for more and more and more, and it's just it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also I think what helps as well is like he's built the deadlift, I built the squat and bench, and it's like I could kind of turn that into like, oh, we'll never pull as much as Durrell, but it's like I gotta just fucking make my shit that's gonna build my deadlift as close to his as I can, and that's what's going to get my deadlift better. And like my deadlift is blowing up since being back here just because I have that yardstick to measure myself against. And same thing with his bench and his squat. Like he's looking at what I'm doing in hack squat, he's looking at what I'm doing on dumbbells, and he's trying to get as close as he can. And his fucking bench is going crazy right now.
Yeah, see, that seems like a great combination. That's exactly how my old training partner was, Morgan Sharp, that good training partner I referenced earlier. He was like kind of built like you, like in terms of like length of limbs and whatnot.
Yep.
And he was like such a good presser, like crazy good leg presser too. And then I was way better at like pulling and deadlifting, and fuck, man.
Yeah, just try to, it's like recognize that like, okay, he's better built in the deadlift than me, like he should be beating me, but it's like if I can close that gap and get closer.
Oh yeah, and I'd rather die than let him like press more than me.
Yeah.
Even though he always did. But I try so hard.
I don't have that attitude with Durrell's deadlift currently because, well, I'd probably be dead if I did. But but again, it's like having the standard to measure yourself against, even if it is impossible standard. Like strive for it, push for it. Be even if like I never beat Durrell's deadlift on the platform because that's a long ways off right now. Like if I strive for it and push for it, I'm gonna pull in the eights.
Yeah.
If I pull in the eights, I'll be pretty freaking proud of myself with how I'm built.
Yeah, if you even land close to it, right?
Yep.
That's as long as it's an improvement from whatever you're doing. And he was did you see all the comments on that video, that deadlift video I posted? We should show that. Can we clip that?
I'm gonna screen record.
Got it.
But Travis made, it went away, had it open. Travis made an Instagram post that ended up way too freaking controversial.
Yeah. Yeah, people went off.
Do you think it should have been controversial?
See, I like that video took me about 18 seconds to post.
Yep.
And I looked at it, I was like, what should I caption this? And I like lower it really slowly. I was like, don't drop your weights. Finger emoji. I was like, this will be funny.
Yep.
Anyways, no. Pissed everyone off.
Yeah, everyone got way too butthurt. Like,
well, there's a lot on both sides, but too many people involved for sure.
Too many people got, on anything other than a 1 rep max, I would agree.
How many comments?
It's like 160.
Yeah. Scrolling past good ones. Like, I'm okay with a lot of these.
Yeah, a lot of them were great. And then Jarrell goes at the ones that aren't.
Yeah, he's good at that.
And it was quite interesting that, because near the start of it, there was like 3 hate comments. And I actually have a screen recording. I just stop myself from posting these sometimes. I generally make them. I screen record and I click on all the people's profiles who like made like a shit comment and like zoom in on them.
Yeah.
And they never like even work out.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that like if I was scrolling and I seen someone like doing something very impressive, I'd be like, wow, he must know something. He must know something I don't. Or he might know something I don't.
Yeah.
My brain doesn't go to, he's much stronger than me. Let me tell him what he's doing wrong.
Yeah. Was this poll recent?
That was like 9 months ago.
Okay, so recent enough. You're still acceptably strong.
yeah,
But
I can still.
I think the guy that like you tagged me under like deleted his post.
Oh, did he?
'Cause I was getting so many likes for that comment.
You roasted him.
Yeah, well, he should have been, but
So the controversy was that I did an 8-plate deadlift, and then I lowered the weight very slowly back down.
yep.
Is this bad? Everyone's saying that, not everyone, people were saying I'm going to hurt myself.
Yeah. And I think that is like the biggest, like, if you can pick it up, you should be able to control it down.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not you should is kind of a little bit of like subjective.
Mm-hmm.
I think for a lot of lifters that, so like say a lifter's pulling a rep set,
Yeah.
and every rep looks different. It's like progressively shittier position as the reps go on. That guy, I am saying 100% control the eccentrics so that we can be in a better position and not get bucked around.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for myself, I don't really control the eccentrics on a lot of my training rep sets. And the reason that is like I can, again, I'm saying not really control. It's like I'm not just dropping the bar like a fucking asshole. I'm doing like minimal amount of control to end up in a good position because I find that I can stretch out a rep set further if I do that.
Yeah.
Now, I am losing out on some eccentric, but again, like powerlifting, the eccentric doesn't matter. I can do my eccentrics on my stiff legs, etc. So like my stance for my own deadlift is I'm trying to get as much concentric practice as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna, minimal control.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not it is dangerous to control eccentrics, I think like if someone thinks that it is dangerous, if someone cannot control an eccentric without it being potentially injurious, then we just gotta make our back more resilient.
Yeah.
Like if controlling a deadlift on the way down is going to hurt you, like we just need to bring up the control of your torso. We need to make your back stronger, and it's not going to hurt you. You will be fine.
Yeah, I feel like some people thought that was the first time I had done that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I was deadlifting to build the most amount of muscle that I can. And my thought process with all lifts has always been to control the negative, control the way down.
Yep.
I could control it on the way down, so I did.
Yeah.
I was doing 1 rep. It moved pretty without too much trouble.
Yeah.
Right? And I had no trouble like lowering it down slowly because when I do that, like I can feel all the fibers in my like erectors, like mid back, just like stretching and pulling apart. I wake up the next day, I'm sore as fuck.
Yep.
And then I eat 6 meals for the next 5 days, and my erectors are sticking out another 1/8 of an inch.
Yep.
Repeat. 10 years.
Yeah, that's how you get your back to look like yours.
Yeah, like I've been deadlifting like that for 15 years.
Yeah, and even like as a guy that does not control eccentrics very regularly in training, for me, like if I pull a really heavy single, like if I pull a 30 attempt deadlift on the platform, I'm gonna lower that bar slow just so I can soak it in.
Yeah.
Like just because it's fun. It almost like becomes like an ego thing to like pull a really hard third and be like, yeah, I'm gonna set this down so freaking light just because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, that's another way to look at it. I was just following my training philosophy I have with every exercise. I don't have exceptions. I control the negatives generally,
Yeah.
deadlifts included.
I think it kind of comes down to like people are silly. And like the guy that I yelled at, like I basically like, because like you tagged me in it after you're arguing with him.
Yeah, because
And I
I
just like
clapped back at him, and then I was like, "Fuck, Seth's getting my head."
and then I just responded to Travis like, don't respond to people that brag about a 500 kilo total in their bio.
Yeah,
Like, dude, like it's just so astounding that like someone that isn't even a beginner, like an adult-sized male that weighs 230 pounds, should not be thinking that they know what they're talking about if they total less than Miata. Like that's just no.
no, or they should at least be open to the idea that they might not know something.
Yeah. And like his whole argument was like that with anything above 95%, you're going to hurt your back if you control the negative. And it's like, well, I'd probably just be trying to get better at controlling negatives if that hurts you. I'd probably be looking again like, is your back strong? Is your hip strong? Are your abs strong? Are your hip flexors strong? Because if they aren't, that can make it controlling the eccentric more risky if you aren't able to control it. But then it's like, we need to get better at controlling it if you cannot do it.
Yeah, and it's like if you can control it, do it. If you can't, then okay, drop it.
Well, I'd say again, dropping deadlifts is again another subject that probably, if someone needs to drop a deadlift, they probably shouldn't be pulling it.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing.
And even then, at like a powerlifting meet, it's like if you do not display some degree of control on the platform, it doesn't have to be like a slow eccentric, but you gotta stay on the bar. Like you gotta have some resistance, so it's not just gravity taking you down, or else you're gonna hit red lights. So you might as well at least be able to display the ability to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Internet's weird.
Yeah.
I've been getting shit on a lot the last couple days.
Really?
Like
for what?
I just old reels that had a lot of views are getting views again. It's just like the same freaking comments that are just like.
Do you reply?
No.
Good.
It's
Great.
It's just like there's no point.
Sometimes you reply.
I did the other day. Like there's some.
Yeah, there we go.
There's some kid argue like it was actually the fatigue post that we did, like when we talked about like powerlifters need to become more fatigue resistant if they're afraid of fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy tried to argue with me, and I was just like, I clicked on his profile. I looked at his last two meets because he had them both pinned. Both of his last two meets, he missed his third deadlift. And I said, congratulations on missing your third deadlift at both of your last two meets.
You can manage fatigue.
No. Wasn't fatigue resistance. He was too out of shape to pull a third. It's just like,
Did he comment back? Did he reply back?
He said something lame that I blocked him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's best just to block them. But
yeah.
Sometimes you got to hit them with something and block them.
Yeah.
Get that last word.
And another one I replied to the other day too, where like I was on an old bench reel where I was talking about bench technique, and someone was like, blah, 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 just lift the fucking weight, pussy. And I just responded, I bet you're very strong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it's never people that are good.
No, and it's also like,
and I do
this is what you do. Like if you just post a video of you just doing your bench, you wouldn't really have things to post.
Mm-hmm.
This is like my page is about powerlifting.
And I do get that, yes, a lot of people do not need to be totally obsessed into the minutia of bench press technique. A lot of people can just press the bar and not think about it. But if I'm working with someone that's trying to be the best bench presser that they possibly can, we're going to dig into creating the right tension in the right places. We're going to dig into locking in the upper back. We're going to dig into really looking at their elbow positioning in the bottom so we can give them the best leverage as possible so that they can press as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone doesn't want to do that, yeah, sure, just lay down and press the weight. You can get stronger, but if you dig into those things that will help you produce more force, you will be stronger than you are if you're just laying on the bench.
For sure. If you put some thought into what you're doing, you'll be able to do it better than without any thought.
Yeah, and then the argument I get too, like if I am talking about bench technique, another one is like, oh, you're just cheating and you're taking away from the bench press. If you're not strong enough just to lay on the bench and press it, then you're shorting yourself of gains. It's like, no. If you're setting yourself up so your pecs can produce more force, you're going to be able to get more stimulus.
But it like the whole issue like with this argument is your page is about like how to power lift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you imagine? You'd have 3 posts total on your page. You'd say, this is my bench press. I lay down. I press. This is my squat. I just squat.
Yeah.
This is my deadlift. I stand up.
Yeah. I think that is my favorite cue for deadlifts, though, is just stand up harder.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just got to stand up.
A lot of times, like there's a lot of like newer lifters that are, again, like they are, because again, it's totally possible to overthink yourself to the point of detriment on the lifts. Like if you're just like brain fucking yourself into not being able to execute, then you're not going to lift as much as you could. And a lot of times lifters are so like worried about how to pull slack on the deadlift bar. And really, like all you need to do to pull slack on the deadlift bar is just push your feet into the ground. Like just push your feet into the ground harder. The slack is going to come out of the bar.
Yeah.
Stand up.
Yeah. Yes. Do they let you roll the bar out and in powerlifting?
It's 100% within the rules to do so. I don't love it because it often leads to inconsistency in start position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that for sure.
And like I think like going to strongman deadlifts, I think the biggest thing that I see wrong with not the biggest thing, but like a thing that I see wrong over and over again with newer deadlifters is like we got a 180-pound kid that watches Eddie Hall deadlift 500 kilos, and he's setting up exactly like Eddie Hall. So he's like ultra wide conventional, hands like almost borderline snatch grip, rolling the bar way out, rolling the bar way in. And it's like, yes, totally valid technique for Eddie Hall. But you got to remember, Eddie Hall's 440 pounds when he pulled that 500 kilos. Like, he needs to make room for himself to get in there. Like, that's why he's wide. If you're not that wide, there's no advantage to being that wide on a conventional because you're just making yourself that much lower because your arms are out.
Yeah. It's literally just so he can, like, fit in position.
Yes, yes. So it's like watching top lifters, like, you can get an idea of what does work, but my advice would be to always try to understand why they're doing what they're doing to work for their build. Like if I were to, Steve Goggins, one of the greatest equipped squatters of all time, pretty good raw squatter too when he did squat raw. If I were to look at his squat technique, are you familiar with Steve?
No.
I'll put a video on the screen. I got to remember to put a video on the screen. Remind me to put a video on the screen of this. But you've seen Darrell squat.
Yeah.
Similar build to Darrell. So just like all spine, 900-pound deadlifter.
Yeah.
First guy to squat 11 and multiply. His 1,100-pound multiply squat was like just folding. Like he just folded. Like as much of a good morning squat as it could be.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I were to do that with my build, like with how much longer my torso is, I would die.
Yeah.
I could not stand up if I were to have maximal squat on the bar. Something would go very wrong. And it's like, okay, sure. Could I get stronger replicating that technique? Yes. But if I just understand like, okay, Steve is doing that because he's built this way, he's strong here. I'm built this way, I'm strong here. I should probably be biasing myself to my strengths and my levers. So if you're going to watch like good lifters and try to figure out what technique you should be doing, I try to find a guy that's at least built similarly to you.
Yeah.
And like with me and figuring out my squat technique, a lot of that was like watching Eric Lillibridge squat and just kind of try to figure out where he's going, where his knees are going, where things are. And like that's kind of, obviously we're structured a little bit differently, but I've tried to kind of like take the principles and being like, okay, that's like what a guy similar levered to me does. I should try to at least get close. And that's where I built my squat foundation off of.
Was that the guy that you like resonated with the most in terms of like being mechanically similar?
Yes. Yeah. And like he's obviously, again, like I was a little fat fuck when I was first doing this, but at least the proportions were there.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone needs one of those people.
Yeah.
I think to look at. Mine was always, you know who Dennis Wolf is?
Yep.
That's who I always like resonated with. I was like, if I like fully filled out my frame, that's who I would look like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love that dude.
Yeah, well, get filled out that frame again.
Oh, fuck, man, I'd have to be so big.
Squat 1102? Or do you want to put it in post?
I'll put it in post. You should maybe show Travis the screen so we can get the reaction.
I think that is Darrell.
Right? Little darker, maybe.
Look at that. Yeah. Let's just have like crazy hamstrings and glutes.
Yep.
Does he deadlift a lot?
Yeah, he's pulled over 9.
It's
And like this was like
that's Darrell.
25-ish years ago, right? Like what year was that?
It was
2001, I think.
No, this was like 1995, I think.
No, he didn't do 11 till later. Figure out the year, but yeah, like this was back when like he was the first ever 11 multiply, like back when it was not normal.
Yeah. Fuck, what was I gonna say? That's oh yeah. Do you think Hafler is gonna pull the 501 or 2?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care about strongman. Yeah,
Have you ever watched a strongman? Like pro strongman?
So
Pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
There's so many powerlifters that like have stories about how when they were little kids they'd like watch World's Strongest Man on TV with their dad and think it was so cool.
Yeah.
My story is like I remember like trying to watch World's Strongest Man as a little kid, and like my dad would just be sitting there like, "That's so fucking stupid. They couldn't even run 100 feet. Like, why are you watching this? This is so useless. This is the dumbest thing anyone could ever do with their lives."
Yeah.
And then I'm here.
Yeah. The
but,
same. Yeah. Okay.
but it's kind of like I don't know. It's cool, but being as all in on powerlifting as I am, it's like I don't feel like I have time to absorb strongman content
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think there's any direct benefit to me.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, so I just don't pay attention to it.
I just think it's cool.
Yeah, like I'll watch the Instagram
Pull
reel.
some trains and shit.
If he pulls it, cool as shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not following his way up to it.
See, I'm following Hathor's deadlift because I want him to beat Eddie Hall's deadlift.
Yeah.
Because Eddie Hall's like my arch nemesis.
Why? What did he do to you?
He embarrassed me publicly.
How so? Were you the guy that ran up to his house and tried to film him? Was that you?
No, I would have kicked his
Yes, I
ass.
follow some strongman drama because
Yeah,
I
there
was
you
blasted in my feed.
No, it was like 2018 or 19 at the Arnold Classic. And I went up to him. I was like, "Hey, Eddie Hall, big fan. Can I get a photo? Whatever." And he's like, "No." He just walked away. And like, and a bunch of people were there. I was so embarrassed. And I was like 18 or 19.
Bad.
I was so sad.
Ouch.
Yeah, that was my only interaction with Eddie. So then Eddie and Hathor were gonna they had that boxing match after, and I was like, oh,
Just go Thor.
Let's go Hathor. Yeah, and I met Hathor. We did a tour with him at some supplement world stores. Met him a few times. He's like the nicest dude ever. Yeah. It was funny when we did the one tour. It was like Saskatoon, somewhere in Alberta, and then somewhere in BC, I believe. But anyways, he didn't want to, because usually like we fly the guys around for the tours, and he's like, I don't want to plane, like I can't fit. Just rent me an SUV and I'll drive. I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's like, I'd rather just drive across country in the SUV because I'll be comfortable.
My not a negative encounter, but my only Brian Shaw encounter that reminded me of it was going to the Arnold. Like you usually connect through Denver, I'd assume, eh?
Yeah, Denver or Chicago.
Okay, I was on the same, so I connected through Denver.
Yeah.
I was on the same plane as Brian Shaw, and watching him go to the bathroom in the airplane.
Oh, he did?
I mean, I wasn't in the stall with him.
Yeah,
but, but like watching him try to fit through that door was the funniest experience of my life.
I'm surprised he'd try.
Right? He must have had to go.
Because like I can barely fit. And he's
Yeah.
a lot bigger than me.
It's like touching the door on all sides.
Yeah.
But
Was it a big plane, a 747?
no, it's like the normal WestJet plane.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I want to see an internal video.
Yeah, I should have filmed it. I should have had the seds.
Should have a camera in the bathroom.
But on the way back from that, you know Johnny Shreve, I'd assume.
Yeah. Yeah, like bodybuilder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the way back, so we went on the way back, connected through Chicago. It was a tiny little plane, like just like 2 seats on each side. I don't know why the plane was so small.
Yeah.
Like, why would they have a flight to Chicago from Columbus with a plane that small? And like, I was one of the last ones there because I was running a little bit late. And I'm like getting on the plane. I'm at the end, I'm the back of the plane, and like as soon as I can see it, like there's just like massive, because Johnny was peak bulk at the time. This was like 2017 before he downsized.
Yeah.
So I'm just like looking. There's like this massive black guy sitting in my seat. Like, cause I assume he wanted the aisle because like he probably assumed no one was there.
Yeah.
He wanted just the row to himself, and I'm like, sorry, that's my seat. I think you're in the window. And
Did he move in?
yeah.
You guys would have had a full seat.
We broke out. It was fun.
Yeah.
He's now coaching my brother for posing. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. The first year I did nationals as a junior was the year he won his pro card in Edmonton.
Yeah.
2016 or 17.
Yeah, and he was big back then.
Yeah.
And it was a very. I was full fat guy. Like I just competed at the XBC finals there, and I was like 330 pounds, bloated to shit. So.
Yeah.
He probably felt worse than I did.
Man, the plane rides in the airports, going to these big fitness events, sometimes is the best part. Like, that's where you see everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably arguably seen like more fitness, people inside the airports than at the actual like expos. Well, in terms of from a standpoint of being able to go and talk to them, right? Because they're just like, waiting for their plane or sitting there or whatever. I always go up and say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I seen Flex Wheeler eating by himself. Flex Wheeler, obviously. eating by himself at a restaurant. I just like went and sat with him for a couple minutes. I was like, hey, this is sick.
Yeah.
What are you eating?
In the club,
Hostage.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, get a cup. I'll just order.
Yeah.
Just sit with him.
That same year, I in the airport before getting on the tiny plane, sitting there eating food. Somebody asked me if I was Dave Hoff,
Dave Hott.
like
Is
the
that one of the brothers?
no
Like those...
one of the powerlifter, like biggest multiply total of all time.
Oh,
And I was like, "Are you retarded?
do you look like him?
No,
Oh.
fat white guy. Yes,
That's about all the
Yeah,
resemblance.
yeah. but
It's such
Yeah.
a niche thing too.
Yeah. yeah, and like it's so niche that like if you're gonna ask, like we like look nothing alike, and it's like if you're gonna like if you know the niche guy, you should at least know the niche guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to any of the big events this year?
No, no,
Staying
No.
home,
yeah,
getting strong.
yep. Minimizing travel so I don't have to deal with finding cold chicken again.
Yeah. It's ideal for sure. I think to stay home.
And like I think with years ago, a lot of the big meets were at the big shows. And in today's powerlifting world, like a lot of the big meets are not at the big shows.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like, how big's the meet at the Arnold? Is that like a big meet?
so it used to be like 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the bigger ones, and now it's still there, but a lot of the better guys aren't going.
Okay. Why?
Judging standards. So it's run by a federation that does not have the tightest standards, and guys don't want to go to a meet where they could get away with high squatting and then get shit on the internet for squatting high.
Oh, yeah.
So they'd rather go to like WRPF meet or PLU meet or ABS meet where they're not going to get shit on,
Yeah.
because if their squat passes there, it passes.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. What's the biggest meet in the world? What's the Sheffield's or something?
So that's on the drug tested side.
Oh.
Yes, like Sheffield, IPF Worlds, like Sheffield usually sees bigger numbers because they have the bigger cash prize.
Oh, okay. I remember Jess Bittner. She'd always go to that one.
Yeah, but drug test is no fun.
No. Where's John Hack go? What's he win?
So I think, so like right now, like the bigger ones that Hack would be doing, like ABS over in Ireland, are like really big meets, really high production quality with decent payout that guys get excited for. Ghost Clash is another really big one that guys are getting excited for.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be top 2 in the current world.
What's in Canada? What's the biggest in Canada?
So Shell Shock kind of was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's Canadian powerlifting is so much smaller than in the States.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's not that many high level guys in Canada, and a lot of the high level guys in Canada want to just go to the big meets in the States, so it's kind of a hard thing for Canadian meets to get huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the same with most sports.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Yeah, so like even like me traveling to Florida, which would be like a mid-tier meet in the States, it's going to be way stronger lifters than you'd ever see in Canada.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that like there aren't Canadian lifters, because like if Zottel were to go do that meet in Florida, he'd probably win it, but Zottel isn't competing in Canada.
Mm-hmm. He lives in Canada, though?
Yeah, he's over in Ontario.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I do want the sport here to get bigger, and like to get the sport here to get bigger, probably have to do local meets. But if I want to compare myself to better lifters, I can't do it here.
No.
Because I think there is something to like powerlifting is in a way a numbers sport, and like we have over powerlifting to compare like across meets, across countries, whatever. But I think there is something to like going to the place on the day with the guy and being able to beat the guy.
Yeah, as opposed to like just beating them online, like
Yep,
your gym lifts.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
well, it's the actual competition, right?
And like, yes, you're like world records are judged no matter the platform, but I think like to do something cool on a bigger stage with pressure makes it cooler,
Mm-hmm.
even from an experience standpoint. Because like I've had really good meets where I was the only guy there, but I've also had really good meets where like I had to freaking work to beat someone to put the good meet together, and it's so much more rewarding.
So when your clients ask you which meet they should compete in, and they take the standpoint of like, I want to go on this one because it'll be a smaller meet, do you generally recommend they go on like the smaller meet because there's a higher chance of them winning, or into a bigger meet with more competition?
So it depends on the level.
Yeah.
Because like winning a smaller meet, sure, cool, but doesn't really matter. And I think like what I want to think about if someone is brand new to the sport, it's just like get on whatever platform is the most convenient for you. Now, if there's a if they're if they haven't taken anything and there's a drug tested meet, even though I don't love the drug tested federation's like rule books and how they run meets, if it's half an hour from their house and it's easy to get to, just sign up for that one to get a little bit of platform experience. If you find out you like it, we can start kind of looking more strategic with federation choices and go from there. Because at the beginning, it's just like get platform experience, get on the platform, get on the platform, get on the platform. And in terms of like doing local meets as a higher chance of winning, like yes, but the goal is to kind of get to the not just like pick a meet with no one there so you can win it. The goal is to just do local meets until you can win best lifter at a local meet, and then once you win best lifter at a local meet, your numbers will probably be good enough to get into a bigger meet. And then it's like we go to these bigger meets until we are able to win like a mid-tier meet, and then it's like okay, you're probably good enough to start signing up for a really big meet, and then just go from there.
Okay, so you don't necessarily look at the numbers of competitors that are possibly going to be in the meet. You just do like most convenient time-wise.
Yeah, for a newer guy. Because again, it's like, sure, if you're trying to pick the meet that you can cherry pick a trophy, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people probably are.
And like
trophy.
The worst part about powerlifting, I don't think they do this in bodybuilding, but it's like powerlifting has so many weight classes and age categories.
Bro, so many.
That like literally everyone at every local meet, like it's a rarity that a guy gets a silver medal.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. It's really hard to get a bronze medal at a local meet for your weight class. No, so like and like what I'm worried about when I'm thinking about competitiveness at a meet at any level really is the best lifter. Like whoever has the best coefficient at the end of the day. Like that they did pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the target.
So that's the win.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like for reference, like the meet I did last year in Vegas ended up winning best lifter there. And again, like that was one that I was really freaking proud of because I had to put a day together that beat some guys that I probably shouldn't have beaten. But then I go to Florida at a slightly bigger meet and I get 7th.
Yeah.
So it's like the goal this year is like, okay, can we squeak top 5? Can we squeak top 3? And I think if we did a good enough job with this, it should be realistic.
Well, at least you know where you stand against people.
Yep.
Right? Like with my bodybuilding clients, number one is always like timeline wise, like what fits like a schedule, when can we have you in shape by, and spend all the time, beforehand getting you ready for it. But I always recommend they go in the bigger show so they can actually stand with people. And that's, for a couple of reasons. One, it's like, it's way more fun. If there's actually people at the meet, it's so much more fun. And then 2, at least you know where you stand.
Yep.
Like, okay, maybe you'll get bronze at this one, whereas the other show you would have got gold. But it's like, you didn't beat anyone.
Yep. It doesn't mean anything.
No.
And I think too, like,
it's way more fun with people.
If I get my ass kicked by someone on a meet day, it's like, it's not a feel bad about myself. That again becomes a let's do better. And if I get my ass kicked by someone on meet day, it's like my job is to make sure that if he's going to kick my ass, like he's probably going to have to earn it. So it becomes more cool if we can have a little bit of competitiveness in the sport versus.
Well, you want to be able to actually compete.
Yep.
Right? Versus, not compete. Just be by yourself.
Yep. And now I'm kind of getting thrust into the world of bodybuilding a little bit more with Cole and Joel. Something I've kind of like been forced to pay attention to is like there seems to be a lot of, not from Cole or Joel, but like gaming on what shows to do for guys to get pro cards. Yeah. Do you think that's a valid strategy, or is it like a? So I know my take on it. I think by your reaction, I think I know your take too.
What's your goal? Is it to get a pro card, or is it to be a good bodybuilder?
Yeah.
If it's just to get a pro card, then hop in the local show with one competitor. Do that, you'll get your trophy. Sick.
But I mean, like the IFBB pro ticket, like try to game those.
Yeah, you can put in your bio, but like still, when public see you, they're not going to be able to tell you to fucking work out.
Yep. Perfect.
Like, sure, it's what's your goal?
Yeah.
Do you want to be able to put in your bio? Okay, go to the States. There's 75 shows you can win a pro card at.
Yep. Because Canadian Nationals only gives out 1 for open bodybuilding, right?
Yeah. No, generally there's 2. They'll give it to the overall winner, then they'll give out a second one.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's 3 shows in Canada you can win your pro card at. There's Toronto Pro Qualifier, Vancouver Pro Qualifier, then Canadian Nationals. Yeah, and most of them give out 2 pro cards per division.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, but then go to the States.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows.
Yep.
There's a lot of shows. And
But again-
look, I understand it. I understand. You have to pay. You have to pay to be an IFBB pro, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know the exact. It's like $200, $250
Mhm.
annually,
Mhm.
right? So then, like, if they want to grow the sport, the pro league, they need more pros.
Mhm.
You know, it used to be there was one show a year you could turn pro at,
Mhm.
like the USA's.
Mhm.
And I understand
And,
from
like-
a business perspective, it doesn't work that well to
Yeah.
have one new person entering the sport every year.
But in a way, I think it's cooler with the levels higher.
It's way cooler. But I understand it from a business perspective. Now, if they have 10,000 pros all paying, X amount of dollars per year, and they have to compete every, I don't know what it's like, every 3 years to, keep your status. I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but anyways,
And you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know how many men's physique pros there are, and you see them, and you're like you getting ready for like your first show, or
yeah.
what's going on? Which is fine.
Yep. But it's kind of like it's lost a little bit of meaning in a way.
Yeah, most of its meaning.
But I don't know. Cole versus Joel this year. Who do you got?
Cole versus I have my guy, Ben.
Yeah. You
Ben's
think he's gonna sneak in?
Yeah, I forgot about him last podcast.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah. So Cole's getting his ass kicked by 2 people.
Cole versus Joel. I haven't seen Cole pose. I seen Joel pose, and he looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't comment on that because I
Oh.
haven't seen Cole pose
I was
at
hoping
all.
to get some shit talking going.
Like I know he's a very large human, but yeah,
It's like Joel's
tell.
just so full.
he's very full. Yeah. No, Joel looks good.
Yeah.
Who's this coach again? Same guy as you?
No, I don't even know his name. Someone Polish.
Polish.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh.
if you know who he is. I know
I'm
Joel
not
was
sure.
like listened to about his on some niche bodybuilding podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, I like this guy. I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah. No, it's good. I think he's gonna kill it. Assuming he follows the diet, all the tissues
Yeah.
there.
And like he kind of he was kind of thinking about going the Justin route too, but his kind of thought was he'd rather, because like hiring Justin
Too-
is going to be similar to like the Aceto experience you talked about last time,
Yeah.
where it's like you're not hiring him to be able to talk to him and really ask a ton of questions. You're hiring him to have the eye that knows to make the plan, and you just do the plan.
Yeah.
Like Joel wanted someone he could have more one-on-one with and talk to him and learn from.
Mhm. And that's very fair. I understand that.
Yeah,
But yeah, you generally can't get that with super.
super
Like
good high-level coaches. I think like this
Yeah.
guy being, again, I don't even know his fucking name. He's not that popular, but if he knows what he's doing,
But I've also kind of, my perspective has shifted on like coach hiring over the years, and just based on what I've seen, I don't think the best coach in the world is going to be the best coach for you.
Mhm.
Like not you in particular, but someone.
Mhm.
Like I think the best good local coach is like if you go and hire, like Stefan from Austria, or Chris Aceto, or like any of these like super high level guys, they have so many clients.
Mhm.
Like so many clients, you can just get lost in the mix. So if you
Yeah.
hire like a good local guy who doesn't have an insane amount of clients, maybe he has 50 at most,
Mhm.
he's actually going to spend time on you, and he's actually going to care a lot about you.
Yeah.
Whereas this high level coach with 500 clients, and he has 10 competing in the Olympia this year,
They're
all
gonna
his
get-
time's going to those 10 at the Olympia.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've really shifted focus on that, or shifted up perspective on that.
Yeah, and I think like the difference between like bodybuilding coaching versus powerlifting coaching is, to do a good job as a powerlifting coach, you have to be involved. You have to know what's going on. You have to pay attention. Because like bodybuilding, again, like I'm not trying to discredit, but even with what I'm doing with the school platform right now for my powerlifting coaching, running 300 people on there, like I'm involved with every single one of them. Like I need to know what's going on, or else I can't do my job, and it becomes a shit ton of time.
Yeah.
But the results are so freaking cool that it's worth putting the time in.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like bodybuilding, like my check-ins with Justin are like, I send him my photos, I get like 3 sentences of like how things are looking, the logic behind changes, and I'm like, okay, I just do it, and I trust that he knows what he's doing, and clearly it's working.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very different process. And again, I think like the local guy on the bodybuilding level, as long as he's not an idiot, being able to have a little bit closer to what you get at a powerlifting coach, I think is going to be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And like
At least it feels like you have a team.
Yeah.
And
I think again, like that's like the cool thing about the cool platform too, is like it almost, because it is a community, it creates that team environment. That's why I call it a team, because it's obviously I want to have a voice on everyone's training. I want to be able to input on what everyone's doing. But then it's like you have other people commenting and giving advice, and because it's like we have so many different levels of lifters, and there's people that have been in there for a year and a half now that have a really good idea of what's going on, and they're chiming in, and like, and it's just freaking cool to see.
Can anyone comment on there?
Yeah.
Like comment back?
Yeah. Like I've had to,
I was gonna say, have you had to kick anyone out yet? Or like just
so
block them from speaking?
No, haven't had to pull that trigger.
Censor.
Haven't had to pull that
Censor them.
trigger yet. But kind of how I frame it too is like I want it to be a place where people can learn how to coach the lifts. So if someone gives advice that maybe isn't the perfect advice for an individual, I'll just say like, hey, I like this, but I'd probably think about it this way.
And then you're helping both people.
Exactly. That's where like the value becomes so cool.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked on it.
The whole school type thing, or communities, like the advantage of that is it's scalable.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And I think
So that makes sense.
because like if I were to run,
You get other coaches.
if I were to run 300 people one-on-one, I would die.
It would be all your time.
It'd be, and like this is a lot of my time right now, but because it is the community, and it's like because it's just on like the one thing, and I can go like this guy's lift, 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 and just kind of rip through them. And like I have my notes on my Excel spreadsheet for everyone, so I can keep track of what everyone's doing. And it just makes it so easy to run through the check-ins that way that it's like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like this is going to change powerlifting coaching.
With powerlifting coaching in general, are you sending like every workout's numbers to your coach? Like it is someone who's being coached, are they sending it every single workout's numbers to their coach?
So most should be.
Most should be. So then is the coach replying to them every single day?
So it kind of depends on, I guess, like how coaches go about it. Because like I'll use like Bryce as an example. He has different tiers where he has like one tier where you hear from him once a month.
Yeah.
Which is his lowest level, so it's easy to get into. He has another tier where you hear from him once a week. And like that doesn't sound like a lot of feedback, but with the way Bryce does his check-ins is he does a similar setup to me where he has his camera and the screen recorder. That's where I got my version of it from. It was just stealing Bryce's idea. He got me on it. But what he does is like he has his camera filming him. He has their lifts on the screen recorder. The client gets a video with him and their lifts, so they get to see him talking about each of their lifts. So even if they are hearing from him very not super often, it becomes a higher level of feedback versus, there's coaches where you would hear from them, every single day, but they're just texting you generic feedback.
Yeah.
So it's like, I would take Bryce's strategy that way versus just like some dude that doesn't know what he's doing that you hear from more often. Because I think it really does come down to quality of feedback versus quantity. And obviously, if you do hear from someone sooner and it is quality feedback, then it can work better because you can implement the changes sooner.
Yeah, but it's hard to give that quality feedback that often to that many people all the time.
Yes. So it kind of becomes like
It just takes more time.
a difficult thing. And like that's, again, like why I'm so stoked on the school platform, because it makes it easy for me to nail all three. Like I can give quality feedback very fast with a very low cost to the user. So it's cool.
And to a large amount of people because they can all see it, right?
Yeah. I think like the worst part about my diet is like my creativity in marketing it has cratered. So it's like it hasn't really grown. It's just the diet got really hard just because I'm not pumping content like I should be. But it's like if I just get more people to realize how freaking good it is. Yeah. There's my shameless plug.
You're still posting multiple times a day.
Yeah, but they're not good posts. Like I'm like stuck in like I'm boring and getting 10,000 views right now on Instagram Reels, and like my vlog's cratered. No one wants to watch a sad fat guy that's still fat trying to get skinny. I can empathize with the people not watching my vlog because it feels boring making them.
Didn't you hit a PR the other day?
Yeah, dumbbell press PR. Doesn't fucking matter. No one cares about that.
Some people do.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was like pretty stoked.
You remember Ronnie Coleman's video doing the 200-pound dumbbell press?
Yeah, well, if I was pressing 200, it'd be more badass than the 160s.
Was it like 160?
Yeah, weak sauce.
Looks the same.
But I think like what I'm gonna think it off of that is like, okay, so like the pecs are in good shape, barbell technique still have it 100% figured out with the pec, but if I can just like keep driving the dumbbell press up as the barbell technique comes around with the body weight and the pec stuff, like I can for sure bench a PR this year.
Yeah.
Like I'm fired up. Your phone's going? Oh, are you late? You got to get out of here soon.
Gotta go to Stampede.
What time is it?
9:50.
9:50? Oh yeah, shit. We should shut this down.
Gonna meet the staff. Are driving up from Sylvan Lake to come work it. So I'm meeting them here in 10 minutes.
Oh, so that's easy. So we gotta. But anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
bench. I'm gonna hit a bench PR this year. You heard it here first.
Fuck yeah.
I actually realized looking back, I did 325 for 11 last week,
Mm-hmm.
which big picture isn't good, but that's I like post pec tear. The meet that I turned into 451, I hit 315 for 8 that prep. So like, if I could do 325 for 11 with no fucking food,
That math.
yeah, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You don't have one picked yet, hey?
December, Florida,
Oh yeah, you do have one. Okay.
King of the Platform 5.
Yeah. Can you win money?
Yep,
How
10
much?
grand best lifter.
Is that your goal?
So again, like last year I got 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, I'd like to crack top 5.
Yeah.
I think that'll be because again, I know that with this process, this meet isn't going to be the big meet. I just need to keep chipping away. And again, like the rankings will depend on who's there, but
Who do you think's gonna be the biggest contender?
I haven't even really looked too deep in the roster.
No.
And it's kind of one of those things where I never try to worry what anyone else is doing. Obviously, I want to beat them, but the way I'm going to beat them isn't going to be worrying about what they're doing. It's going to be just doing the best fucking job I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has no impact on you
Yeah.
or what you should do.
Yep. People always want to like try to talk about like meet attempt strategy to win the meet. It says just fucking put up the biggest total you can. Total more than
Is that a thing? Like
Yeah.
what's what?
like people always
explain.
like people will talk about like, oh, let's trim 2.5 kilos off of here so we can be going into this behind, and we got to do this on this attempt to do this, and it's just like, just put up the biggest total you can, dude.
Like that sounds like the best way
Yeah.
to go about
Because
it.
everyone's trying to game shit and head games, but it's like, well, if you
Because
just
the total's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right.
in the weight class, total is all that matters. In the
Yeah.
big picture, coefficient score is all that matters.
Yeah. Online, it's the individual lifts. Right.
Depends who you're looking at or who you're talking to, but
Yeah.
lifts
Okay.
get respect. Coefficient wins meets.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of dudes that like want to be, again, like there's no weight classes in the jungle, no dot score in the jungle. But if you're upset about dot score, get stronger.
Yeah.
Like,
what is the dot score? That's with like a coefficient.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
coefficient score they give best lifter off of now in most feds. And if you have a bad dot score and you're upset that a 160-pound dude that totals less than you beats you on dot score, if you're a 275-pound man totaling 1,500, get stronger.
Yeah.
Like, just that's how simple it is.
Yeah, it's probably the right approach for just anything in
Yeah.
powerlifting.
Yeah,
Just get stronger, higher total.
that is the biggest solution.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's what the sport is.
should we let her go? Peace out. Goodbye. Battery's probably gonna die. Probably already dead. We've been talking to nothing for half an hour.
Whatever.
do.
As long as we got something.
Yep. Sick.
Off program episode 6.
6, I think. Easy peasy.